So this week's question actually came from one of the family members, and it's Mike Brown in Northern California, and he was curious what our favorite venue was, or is, to see a band play live. And for me, I mean, sometimes I struggle on these questions because there's so many options, but to me there's just one. And that is the main performance hall at Musicians Institute called P100. That performance hall, oh man, first of all, it was designed perfectly. The PA system, the room was tuned. I mean, I can't ever recall a feedback situation in there. The room was so rich sounding, and seeing a band there, you could just hear everything. They always staff the absolute best sound engineers, the best videographers. I just saw some of the best performances of my life there. I was blessed to be there for 5 years, once as a student and 4 years as a teacher and counselor. And I saw band after performances, and it actually ruined me because after I left the school, I went to see a band at a venue, and the sound was horrible, the scenery was bad. I lost the love of going out and seeing live bands because I knew it wouldn't be as good as the hall at Musicians Institute. So that's my answer, man. That venue is amazing, and if you ever get lucky enough to be a guest there or a student there or whatever, try to catch a show there and you'll see what I mean. That hall is amazing. Yeah.
So this is a fun question. My favorite venue for music. I'm going to give you two. One is in the Philadelphia area because that's where I grew up and I have so many great concert memories from there. And the other one's in Nashville where I live now. So in Philadelphia, my favorite venue was the Mann Center for the Performing Arts. It was a big outdoor amphitheater type place, but a lot of it was covered, so if it rained you could still enjoy the concert. But the Philadelphia Orchestra played there all throughout the summer. I saw like Bonnie Raitt, Taj Mahal, B.B. King, Ray Charles there, so many great memories. Beautiful space. And then in Nashville, I have a couple favorite venues. One is the 5 Spot, which is just a local place in East Nashville. Just awesome music happens there. It's a great local hangout too. And then the Station Inn. And the Station Inn is a pretty legendary venue here. Thankfully it's still kicking. We hope it continues to, but it is known primarily as a bluegrass venue. So it's a small kind of cement building that just magic happens there, you know. So it's very kind of string instrument oriented, but it's a great place where if you are in Nashville and you want to get more of an authentic not necessarily cover band type thing. You want to hear real players doing the Nashville thing. There's a lot of country, a lot of bluegrass, great pickers, and that's just one of my favorite places to go to hear music. So yeah, I'm sure you'll learn about lots of other great places. Keep it groovy.
Hey everyone, Luis Espaillat here from Nashville. What's my favorite venue to see a band play live in? A couple come to mind for me personally. The first one is the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion in Guilford, New Hampshire. And I've never gone there specifically to see a band play live. I've only gone there as a performer, but I have walked out into the audience while other bands on the bill were performing. And I just really dug the place. As an audience member, first and foremost, the people there, the vibe of the audience there was consistently always really, really cool and really, really happy. Everybody's there to have a good time. The venue is right near the shores of Lake Winnipesaukee, and it's kind of out in the sticks, so to speak, kind of away from really big civilization. So there's a sense of you're getting away from it to go see a show and have a good time. On a side note on that, as a performer, the backstage area is one of the coolest as well. It's really friendly back there, and they set it up like summer camp almost, complete with activities, a pool. They even bring out s'mores for you to cook on an open fire once the sun is set. So I really dig that place. But the other one I was thinking of, which is something more closer to home, is here in Nashville, the Ryman Auditorium. I've gone there both as an audience member and as a performer. I've gotten to perform there many times for Grand Ole Opry performances, for country artists and for rock artists. I've played there. And as an audience member, I've gone there to see many different things, from country artists to other bands like Toto, and even things more esoteric like Kraftwerk. And I've always dug the place. I love the sound of the venue. It sounds great both as a performer and as an audience member. And since this is the question that relates to where do you like to go see a band play live and relating to an audience member, this definitely is kind of one of those places that always is at the forefront of my mind. The place is legendary. It's been around for a long, long time. The history is great, but it always sounds good. Underneath, though, it's got a floor level and a balcony. The floor level, there is a point where you get a little like halfway back, and you're kind of sitting on the overhang or underneath the overhang of the balcony. I've been down there once. I went and saw the band Keif there perform many years ago. And I thought, oh, this is going to be terrible. But even underneath there, I still had a good sight line, even though that overhang was still there. And it still sounded great. So even there, I still dug it. So that's my pick, really. The Ryman Auditorium is my main pick for a place I like to go see a band play live. So there you go. Hope everybody's doing very well, and hope to talk to you guys again soon. Take care.
Hey everybody, this is Mark Corradetti from my home in Southern California. And this week we had a really good question. Where is your favorite place to see a concert? Well, I grew up in the New York metropolitan area in New Jersey, and we saw concerts at Madison Square Garden and Giant Stadium, and there was a place called the Byrne Arena at that point. And I can remember seeing concerts like Van Halen even, like one night at one place and the next night at the other place in high school. I saw the Rolling Stones at both places, the Police, the Who, all sorts of great bands. That was a lot of fun. Those are great places to see shows. But the best place I've ever been to acoustically was the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. I lived there for a long time. And just no matter who was playing there, the acoustics were just so terrific. I've seen bluegrass shows there. I've seen hard rock shows there, and everything always sounds wonderful. So my vote is going to be the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee for the best place that I've ever seen a concert. And you could hear everything no matter what seat you were in. And gosh, that was still such a cool place. Anyway, that's my vote. And if you ever get a chance to go there, definitely check it out. And have a great day.
Hello, Everything Bass. Great to be back. Maurice, outdoors in Woodland Hills, California. Our discussion this week is what is our favorite venue to see a band at. And for my area in the Los Angeles County area, my two favorite go-to clubs are the Wiltern and the Troubadour to go see a live performance. Both the clubs, I've seen a lot of bands there, consistently have good sound, and pretty amazing view from most everywhere in the club. So I think those two locally are my favorite. I grew up on the East Coast, and there was this club in Baltimore, Maryland called Hammerjacks that was really special and amazing. That was my first kind of cool big club experience when I was growing up. And actually, like all the clubs I've mentioned, I've seen bands at and I've played at as well. So and it's been both great on both sides. One other club comes to mind. I remember in the mid '90s, I was in Amsterdam and I saw a heavy rock show over at a club called the Paradiso, and that place was amazing as well. Never forget that, but that was great. But locally for me, the Wiltern and the Troubadour are my clubs that I look forward to going to the most. All right, gang. Let's keep it groovy. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.
Hey, y'all. My twist on this question this week is this, and it, of course, follows my taste, and that is do your best to go out and hear as much music as you can in very small venues. I live in LA, and there's several small venues, and I find that that's the greatest way to hear music. Hear what's coming off the stage, not through the PA. So yeah, find a small venue. Go hear music there. That's really a great organic way to hear what the musicians are really doing. Cheers.